But I felt the strain of the misalignment between some of the rub points of my work and how I wanted to live. I liked the therapy work, but there were parts of my business that I didn't feel aligned with. And those were the ones that were exhausting me. So with further exploration, I underwent a bit of a Marie Kondo moment in my clinical work. I went through, actually I had a pile of paper files at the time, went through my paper files from the last couple of years, and I just pulled out the ones where it's like, oh, I'd like to talk to that person again. That was really fun. Like just that kind of what felt files brought me joy. And I put them in a pile with no sort of filter in particular, just how did I feel when I picked up that file? You're listening to the Brave OT podcast with me, Carlin Nink. This podcast is all about empowering occupational therapists to step up, level up, blaze some trails, and maybe engage in a little conscious rebellion in service of our profession, our clients, our work, our businesses, and living our mission wholeheartedly. We are all about keeping it real, doing hard things, unhustling, being curious, exploring, growing through our challenges, and finding joy, fulfillment, and vitality as we do so. Really, we're OTing ourselves and each other. I hope you love this episode. Now, I have not done a lot of solo episodes here at the Brave OT podcast, so I'm excited to bring you a short solo episode. Plan to do more of these insert short bites, jam-packed with good value in a short bite. So today we're going to talk about the evolution of my business and ways that I keep revisiting when things get off track. My business has been through a variety of changes over the years, and each layer of change is bringing me to something even more and more aligned and meaningful. So today's episode will be a bit of a personal reflection, a journey of self-discovery and growth that I hope will resonate with you. It's about burnout, the need for a break, and evaluating our own businesses, just as we guide others too. So as an OT with a mental health private practice that I had for 16 years, still have, I found myself facing the ever-persistent question, how's work? I grew tired of responding with the same refrain. It's too busy. I really need to find a way to slow down and pull back. But despite my awareness of this, I seemed trapped in this self-propelling machine with a growing list of referrals and a constant feeling of being behind. Reports were due, invoices were due, phone calls needed to be made, more clients were waiting to start, and it just kept going and going. And who could complain? Really, right? You start a business, you hope that it'll be busy, you hope that you'll have a consistent, steady stream of clients. Who can complain? And what if you start saying no, they don't come back? What if your referral sources dry up? What if people aren't happy? So just take all the work or try and put it off or hire some contractors. They did all of those things to try and manage it. Who can complain? But I was tired. It wasn't how I wanted to be working. Like the work. So I embarked on a journey of deep reflection, seeking clarity on what I truly wanted for my business and my life. I explored how I wanted to feel, and I did this. I took time outside of working from home. I went somewhere else. We were actually on a holiday in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and my husband and kids went and played hockey during the day, and I did a deep reflection. So I reflected on how I wanted to feel, not just in my work, but in every aspect of my existence. Words like effervescent, attuned, luminous, grounded, nature, and exploration danced around in my mind. And having immersed myself in ACT, or acceptance and commitment therapy, for years, I was keenly aware of my values of authentic connection, adventure, creativity, and compassion. But I felt the strain of the misalignment between some of the rub points of my work and how I wanted to live. I liked the therapy work, but there were parts of my business that I didn't feel aligned with. And those were the ones that were exhausting me. So with further exploration, I underwent a bit of a Marie Kondo moment in my clinical work. I went through, actually I had a pile of paper files at the time, went through my paper files from the last couple of years, and I just pulled out the ones where it's like, oh, I'd like to talk to that person again. That was really fun. Like just that kind of what felt files brought me joy, and I put them in a pile with no sort of filter in particular, just how did I feel when I picked up that file? And then I looked at the pile. There's probably about 12 or 15 that felt really, really like, hope they're like, that was really great to work with them. I hope they're doing well. I'd love to run into them again. I went through and started to figure out what they had in common, what was rewarding about them, what was enjoyable about them, what it was. And it turned out that this process led me to create Activate Vitality. And it wasn't like that direct, I did that one day and then I built the program the next day. Of course not. But it was this sense of clients I really loved working with were really, really, really intelligent. They were really ambitious, super smart achievers. And they're also quite anxious, had big feelings and sensitivity, big thinkers, overthinkers. They tended toward perfectionism, and those things would all get them stuck. And that would be really frustrating. And it was really fun, actually, because often once you kind of dealt with those obstacles, off to the races they went, doing amazing things. So my program, my Activate Vitality program, supports people like that on their journey, providing tools to navigate these things about themselves and find that confidence beyond productivity and achievement to do what they need to do to find more joy, fulfillment, satisfaction, flow in their lives. And over time, my audience evolved, and I discovered that there was a significant presence of therapy business owners who resonate with these experiences of being this capable, ambitious, big feeling, sometimes anxious, a little bit perfectionistic when the going gets tough, overthinking types. And it was a lot of therapy business owners. So I have niched down eventually to that. Would I help other people? Of course. But it's been mainly OTs who have been interested in working in Activate Vitality. And it's been really, really, really rewarding to see their transformative shifts, seeing them experiencing joy of being in flow. That really reaffirmed my deep belief in the impact of this program, the impact this program could have for people. So, one could say that's the end of the story. Here's the happily ever after. No. Habits die hard, right? Old habits die hard. So the drive to reach as many people as possible with Activate Vitality could sometimes lead me astray. And I felt myself sliding back into that familiar space of busyness, feeling like a bit of a hypocrite because that's not what I'm pitching. And it's important for me to share this story with you because I know that we therapy business owners are driven, we're sensitive, we're striving for success. And we also can kind of get on the struggle bus from time to time. It's not like you solve the problem once and it's gone, right? So I'm getting better and better at noticing it when it comes up, noticing where I'm starting to feel this lack of creative flow, this lack of connection to parts of the work. Often it's the marketing. That's why I started this podcast, to be honest. And I love building relationships. I love having deep conversations. I love talking. I love inspiring. And so the podcast is a really fun way to do that. So I tend to notice when things feel off. Sometimes not quickly. Sometimes it might be like, why have I been tired for the last few months? Oh, right. There's some misalignment in my business, in my life, in how it's all fitting together. Because ultimately, your business should serve your life, should align with your values, should align with your intentions. So you're living intentionally, not by default. And interestingly, I noticed that a lot of the social media-ing, going out and doing short-form content on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, sometimes that was really fun. But that sense of needing to be persistent and consistent with it was not so fun. Sometimes I just didn't feel like it. And so I had some help. I delegated some of that, and that was good for years. But just pausing and going, well, what do I really like? Which parts come easily? Public speaking comes easily. Having deep, juicy conversations with other therapists, being on other people's podcasts came easily. So I decided to start this podcast. And that does create a nice flow. So I really enjoy it. I'm looking forward to doing more of these little intimate shorts with you. But I've noticed again, so that was a bit about marketing last year. And here at this stage, it's now mid-July. I'll be releasing this actually while I'm in Italy next week. And I'm aware of that habit of busy, that habit of hustle that creeps back in that is not intentional. So I'm making a shift. I am not taking my laptop to Italy. I am deleting my social media apps. I am not endeavoring to keep warm audiences in my social media, other than maybe a couple of posts related to this podcast that I'll schedule to go out probably on Sunday or Monday. But I'm going to Italy for a few weeks, and I am going to experience Italy fully. Recharge. I'm going to be present. I'm going to drink the wine and eat the pasta and see the sights and just really relish in it. Feel the joy. And I really look forward to that reset, that getting off social media reset. And I know there will be a lot more clarity. There will be a lot more creativity. There will be a lot more energy for what I'm doing. And truly, this trip aligns so much with my values of that sense of adventure and authentic connection. I'm going with my family and some friends for parts of it. And that sense of just effervescence and presence and being outdoors. I'm really looking forward to that. So this is a little bit of a love letter, I suppose, to say we'll see you in August. And I hope you all are taking time off this summer too. I'll resurface. Maybe some things will be a little bit different, but I will continue to help busy therapy owners find more flow, more joy and alignment, their values through the Activate Vitality program. The variable I might shift is how I connect with the right people for the program. And for that, I need to cut out the noise. Do you ever need to cut out the noise? I'd love to talk about it sometime. I suppose some business coaches would say that you probably should let your audience know that you've mastered the thing that you're helping them with and that you can help them from a place of confidence in having conquered that thing. I'm too authentic for that. I value authentic connection. And I really, really deeply believe that being someone who does continue to work at it, continue to pause and reflect, continue to notice where things aren't feeling aligned, I think that's the person that's better able to help you than the person who's got it licked or is pretending they have. You really need to have space to have these experiences. And I'm here for it. I'm here to be in community with you, to support you. If you want to talk more about finding that joy, energy, alignment, flow in your business, making sure your business serves your life, making sure your life is headed in the direction you want it to, send me a message. I'd love to talk to you. I'll even put my email in the show notes so you can send me an email. But I won't get back to you until August. Take care, and as always, be brave, OTs.